Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessica Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Now also available on Apple TV, Roku, and Twitch.
That's right. It's hashtag Manifestation Monday. We're going to talk about how to see everything as perfect unfoldment, no matter what's going on. We come together each day to get inspired, know the truth, and build community.
Love that, Erin. Love that. I feel like you're laser sharp today. I feel it.
That's after a great weekend. I'm so excited to welcome to the show our very special guest this morning. Hello, everyone. Back studio. Good morning. Case of the Mondays back there. Yep. My God. I hear you. What is this about? We've got Tony and Michelle in the house. They are 6 degrees of influence. Good morning, Tony and Michelle.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, how do you start your day here on Good Morning Routine? Good morning,
It is a good morning routine, though. It is a good morning routine.
I'm wondering what your morning routine is. How do you start your day?
Well, this is a family show, right? Well, we have 6 kids, so we tend to start with the things that lead to 6 kids. That's always a good way to start your day.
Hello, my dad.
Yes. Then we wrangle those 6 kids for school and head to the office and get to work. So that's how we start our day.
Now it makes sense. 6 degrees of influence.
There you go.
6 children.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. The whole
there
thing.
It is. Staying on brand.
It's coming together. Chef Eddie Brick is in the house. Good morning, Chef Eddie.
Good morning.
Oh, you know what I saw this morning?
What'd you say, Jess?
Holiday pancakes from Chef Eddie, and I am so
You're giving out the
excited.
secrets already? Yes.
Oh, no, I'm teasing. Just a little tease, a little taste. So how do you start your day, Chef Eddie? What's your morning routine like?
Well, you started already, so good morning breakfast, and of course, a shot of espresso is the best way to start my mornings. You know, if you like tea, that's your thing, but for me, it's espresso and some delicious breakfast. Today, we're doing some delicious holiday pancakes. I'm going to share that with you a little bit later.
We've got a baller in the house.
Uh-oh.
That's right. I'm excited to welcome Carl McDowell to the show. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning.
Or should I say TTD?
That's right.
Congratulations on the massive success of HBO's Ballers. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling great. Feeling good.
How do you start your day? What's your morning routine like?
I wake up, I do some social media, do some emails, walk the dog, and then make my kids some lunch. My 1 kid, not my 6 kids.
That's enough. No Joshua, you can stop right there. Well, I'm so excited that you're here. I also hail from the Midwest. We know Carl's from the south side of Chicago. So what do you love most about living in La La Land, being in Los Angeles?
The weather is so nice and warm. I was supposed to go to the Rams-Bears game yesterday, and it was like 16 degrees. There's no way. No way.
There's no way to live.
There's no way to live.
Well, helping us create our best life, we have got Steve Sims in the house. Good morning, Steve. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you.
I'm so excited to get to talk to him about blue fishing, the art of making things happen. So how do you start your day to really make things happen, Steve?
Pour the coffee, kick the dogs out, wander around, and then check your emails to see what's going to arouse and excite you for the day.
You know, Steve is a luxury concierge.
Wow.
Yeah, if you want to be James Bond for a weekend, this guy can make it happen.
That's pretty cool. Who doesn't want that?
So start dreaming up a few things that we can talk to him about because I have some ideas.
Oh, do you?
I'm ready for you. Get your checkbook ready. I'm ready.
Steve. Well, thank you all so much for being here. We're excited to talk to you more later in the show.
Thought I was going to have to wait for Santa Claus. I can just give all my little list to him, huh?
Exactly. We are going blue fishing, creating the life we love. You know, that's something I want to manifest in 2019. I would really love to travel more. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in the universe to travel with purpose and continue to create and build the life that I love.
Where do you want to travel?
That I have to ponder. Yeah. Definitely, I want to spend more time in New York. I want to go back to Paris, and I need to see Dubai.
Yes, Carl Wolfs. We have Carl Wolfs on the show. Oh yeah, Carl.
We are
Use the
going
connect
to make things happen. How was your weekend, Erin?
My weekend was great. We actually shot a lot of the content back in all Saturday. We shot content for Soul Society's back-end members group, so that's exciting to get it starting to take shape a little bit. And then Michelle was in town.
Yes, oh my gosh,
right
thank
here.
you so much. Michelle Tavares, fantastic. The Giving Key, super cool. Yeah, it's
We went to Gracias Madres for happy hour on Friday night. Not a big drinker, but I had one of their spicy margaritas. I highly, highly recommend that. And then we went to Abra on Saturday.
I've heard that. Well, I've been to Gracias Madre. Haven't been to Avra.
Avra is a scene.
Is it?
A full-on Beverly Hills scene. It's all. I don't know what even how to explain it. It is very entertaining.
It's a who's who of 90210 with the best seafood tower you've ever had, a little side of hummus, and a killer cocktail menu.
Really?
And the place is huge. But I don't want to overlook this giving key because I think this is really important. Something I really want to highlight for the holiday season is a gift that gives back and a gift with purpose. And I really think it's so important because this company, what they've done is repurpose old keys and they put a message in that.
How cool is it?
Rob's message he got was love. And the point of this is to wear this and then you pass it on when you meet somebody who needs the love more than you do, or the trust, or the faith, or whatever it is the message you want to put on your key. But I think, the giving keys, my intent bracelets, it's really important to really just pay it forward this season, and this is one of the best ways I think you can do it.
I think they also help people that are just coming out of prison. I think that that's part of it. They employ, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I think that they employ people who are just coming out of prison that actually help, put the stamps on the keys and do everything.
Really?
So
Makes sense
cool,
being
right?
a key, and I love that love is the key idea. Super
That's
cool.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So full circle. We'll have to really consider what our words are. Last year, Rob was so kind. In the new year, he gave us my intent bracelets, and we all put a word on them. My word was thrive and
Mine
focus.
was live my truth, but I have a shirt on today that says live your truth. So
I love it.
there you go.
I love
there
it.
you go. I swear.
Perfect segue. She is the queen of segues. It's amazing.
Rob, what was your word last year?
Presence. That's my word every year.
And he was present. All 810 guests, 245
yes.
shows here at Good Morning La La Land. Rob did not miss a day. So we are incredibly grateful for the presence and light that you brought to the show.
Thanks, Jess.
So
I received
fascinating,
that.
because we had LJ had 1 million views on one of his interviews, and we have 42 million impressions, which is so fascinating because sometimes you come on and you're like, it doesn't look like there's viewers. Sometimes there's a lot, other times, whatever. But what people don't see is every single guest puts it out on their own social media. They get their own individual interview, and it goes out, and we've had 42 million impressions.
That's right,
So,
and we each got $1 for each of those impressions, so 42 million in 1 year is pretty good. It's pretty good for 1 year.
The world.
Speaking of, we have a 2-week break.
We do have a 2-week break, I know. What do you have planned? What are you thinking?
Everything's changed.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you. First, I was going to do a little trip, and then I was going to go to Park City because my sister, we decided to not do Thanksgiving because she's built this gorgeous monstrosity of a home up in this beautiful gated community. We're all going to go there for Christmas because we usually we usually do Thanksgiving together instead of Christmas. Well, the house is not ready.
Oh no.
So, my sister's husband's a little stressed out. My sister's a little bit stressed out. And I'm like, no worries. Whatever's meant to be, it's meant to be.
So you got to revisit your plan.
So I'm like, I don't know. Or maybe I'm not going to go to Utah. We'll see. We'll see. It's all still in the works. I have no freaking idea. That's reality.
Yeah. Well, it's true about life in general. Even though we think we do, it's always an illusion. I'm thinking about doing a little traveling.
Yeah.
Miami. I'm going to take a trip to Seattle, and I think I'm going to stop in Vegas at some point as well.
Ooh, are you going to roll those dice?
I'm not really a gambler. I like watching other people money. I prefer to hold on to mine, but I do like watching other people play that game a little bit. I don't gamble much. Do you gamble, Jess?
I'm learning, and every time I make the joke, just bet on green, and I never actually bet on green.
Yeah.
Green hits every time. So I need to learn how to trust my intuition and my luck a little bit with that. But we are getting ready to go on a little bit of a holiday hiatus, and it's an opportunity for us to replay and rewind some of our favorite interviews from the show. So we love your input. If there's been a guest or a moment or a message that you felt really resonated with you, slide into our DMs, leave us a comment on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Let us know what we can reshare with you because we do want to continue the conversation, but also honor some time that we can spend with our friends and family as well.
Sure.
That's right.
Sure. So speaking of this morning, I do every single morning on the way to the studio, I do an IG live and I do an affirmative prayer. And today, I was at a light when I went live first. I was like, okay, what do you guys want to pray about? And someone asked, she was moving to Tennessee for a new job and all stuff, and just like pray for me to have, a good transition and great job and da-da-da. And it's such an interesting conversation because we don't pray, when we pray, knowing that not to a man in the sky, but praying within to the source within, that we pray really for perfect unfoldment. Because there might be something better, we want that perfect job, we want that perfect whatever relationship, we want that perfect outcome, and that's not what it's about. It's about, if we take a look at life is here to have us grow, we're actually really looking for the highest, growth in whatever is going on. So it may look different, right? Some of the hardest things we go through become the biggest blessings of our lives. So just praying and knowing the truth that it's perfect transition, perfect job, whether it be good or bad or whatever, and knowing that hopefully we're all living from an authentic place, and the motivation of why you're moving to a new state, why you're going for a new job, what is there? Is it actually out of an authentic place, or is it because you're afraid that you don't have a job? Is it because you're afraid of what the culture tells you, whatever is there?
Well, it's an important conversation. Whether you're moving for a new job or moving to a new state, we're all moving and transitioning into a new year. And I think it's a perfect time for us to really reflect in that and set our intentions, because inevitably there are going to be challenges, there are going to be obstacles, but if we're clear about what our intention is, or what our word is, and what our motivation is, we're going to just be able to navigate through it that much easier.
Yeah, so true. It's such a trap, and we talk about this a lot, you know, sort of focusing on the conditions of circumstances or the appearance of things. And that's why even in the Bible it says, judge not by, you know, according to appearance, and turn the other cheek. All that stuff is really about taking your eyes off of what's happening in the world around you and focusing it on what's happening within you, and recognizing and realizing that, you know, enlightenment and peace and happiness and even perfect unfoldment is a recognition and a realization, and it's not something new. Right? So that's, for me, something that I continue to try to remember, is that everything I'm truly seeking for is already within, and it's a recognition. It's not something that I need to create out here as much as recognize in here, and it unfolds out here on its own.
Well, you can really recognize it when you say hindsight is 20/20, right? And anybody looks back in your life and you think, wow, that didn't go the way I planned, but it went perfectly, because I wouldn't be here if it weren't for this person, or the left turn I made when I should have gone right. Any of those things that perfectly aligned you to be in the place you are. Even if you are a little misguided, you will always get back on track.
It's so
the
true.
universe will continue to provide you for opportunities that will get you back on track.
So true. One of my favorite quotes in A Course in Miracles is, I don't perceive what's in my best interest. And I think that's such a beautiful quote. At first, I didn't understand it at all, right? It's like, what do you mean? Like, of course I want that house. Of course I want that $50 million. But at the end of the day, you do realize, as the more and more that you live, that you don't, and you don't perceive what's in your best interest always, and you're not always crystal clear about that. And so if you can sort of take your eyes off of what's manifesting all the time, and instead invest it in something that you know brings you peace, which essentially is, for me, God or Source meditation.
Anytime I've made a decision thinking it was in my best interest, it usually wasn't.
Right?
Let's be honest. I shouldn't have gone out with that guy. I shouldn't have drank that. I shouldn't have gone there. Shouldn't have accepted that job. But you know, I have to be careful about the shoulds, right?
Yes.
You don't want to should on myself too much. But I always thought I had the best intentions. This was a great plan. No.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
So really stop shooting on yourself.
It's not fun, not enjoyable. It doesn't work out very well.
I love it.
Hardly.
I just think that, you know, Monday's an interesting day, and it's like I look forward to it, and I'm like, okay, let's do this again, you know. But I'm really excited. I mean, guests, just so many incredible guests, and our guests today just diving into how they're living, what motivates them, not out there. How do they stay motivated within? And I think that's kind of the intention of the show today. So,
it's huge. It's intrinsic motivation, intrinsic rewards. For sure. Love that.
So let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to find out what motivates them. How do they stay motivated? Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you for tuning in to the Model Mom Show. I'm your host, Tara Tner, and Shelton, we are signing off. Thanks, bye.
Beautiful. I'm so glad to have you. Thank you.
I feel so lucky. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Cheers. Here's to a good Friday night. Thanks, Michelle, and I will see you again next time.
And thank you, everyone, for joining in. This has been another episode of Mind, Body, Spirit, and I'm Dr. Kate.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys live your best life.
Peace out.
Peace out.
And thank you for watching the LA Home Show, where we discuss all things real estate, interior design, and much, much more. We'll see you next time. You're watching Passion to Paycheck on the Focus TV network.
Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.
So I'm your host, Serena Poon, and thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
And if you want to binge watch these videos, they will be on Focus TV Network. Check that out. We will see you soon. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, everyone. Bye. I greatly appreciate your service.
It was an honor to serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this episode of Purpose. I am your host, Brittany Zonker, and I will see you next time. It's been such a treat to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love you.
Erin Ziering, Millennial Moms, the best blogger parent out there.
Thank you.
Aww. Thanks, guys, for watching.
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys, for watching. You're watching The Ren Wood Show on Focus TV Network. We'll see you next time.
Until next time, guys, on Focus TV Network, sipping that tea where we sip
Yes,
that tea.
and our guest spiller. Thank you, guys.
Bye. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time on Moms Matter.
Thank you for listening, and DM us, follow us on social media.
Charo, baby!
I appreciate your time today. Casey Montoya, you are a woman warrior.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you for letting me talk about this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's so sweet.
Thank you to the Focus TV studios for another great episode, and I'll see you guys next time. We are Good Morning LaLaLand, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And you can listen to all your favorite interviews available as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and check out this amazing, amazing people.
It's going to be a Good Morning LaLaLand.
Well, thank you so much for watching and for listening to Celeb CEOs with Rachel McCord. This is Erin Kerman, and we've got Jax, and tell me her name one more
Lucy.
time. Lucy in the studio making lots of fun noises. Mwah, we love you. Tune in next time. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, sir.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLaLand. Some call him the real-life Wizard of Oz. I call him Steve Sims. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for being here. Honestly, I've been so excited to have this conversation with you because you truly have figured out the magic and the art of creating a life that you love. And you don't only do that for yourself, you have this innate ability to do that for those around you. Some of the biggest celebrities, the biggest CEOs. Tell us a little bit about your journey and what it is that gives you that magic.
Wow. Well, I'm a bricklayer from East London. Started working on the doors and just started communicating with affluent people. And I thought to myself at the time, if I want to be affluent, I've got to hang around with successful affluent people. All my friends were poor and out of work, so hanging around with them wasn't really helping me. So to do that, I started finding out ways that I could be of value to them. And they wanted to get into parties, and they wanted to, get certain, jump the line of XYZ, whatever it is. So I started doing these little things, getting them into a club, getting them into a private party they didn't know about, getting them into the Hollywood events and things. And before you knew it, I'm being called up to get them married in the Vatican by the Pope and closing down museums in Florence. And so it's got bigger, and the checkbooks have got bigger, but now I run around giving people really interesting cocktail stories.
So tell us, what is blue fishing?
Blue fishing, so the book, Bluefish is the company, okay, and it was a password. And I used to have these little passwords. I would send you to a party and I would say, look, go to the doorman, speak to Freddie and give him this password. And one of them was one fish, two fish, red fish, finish that sentence. So this whole Bluefish thing came about, and my clients then took it and made it an action. So they were saying, hey, I went to this party and I bluefished it, or
became a verb.
Yeah, it did, and it kind of got this own feeling, this meaning to it. So last year, through Simon Schuster, we released a book on bluefishing, the art of making things happen, and really taught people how to really kind of don't take it too seriously, don't get stuck up with all the complications, just make it happen. And the simple fact is, if I can do it, absolutely anybody can.
I have to read this quote from Sir Elton John.
Oh, that fella.
That fella. Steve Sim defines what it means to be your authentic self. Wow. What an incredible accolade, acknowledgement from Sir Elton John himself. What is it about you, though, that allows people to bring that forth within themselves?
Other than the bourbon and the...
the bourbon and the bikes, the cool looks.
That's something innate in you.
No, I don't want to argue. It's your show. But, I think what makes it easy is we're living in a world now where we've got a lot of complications. We're living in an insta-perfect world where we're trying to be someone, and 9 times out of 10, we're not. And it's an effort. And I don't have that effort because, hey, this is it. You know, I've been on this show for, I don't know, 45 seconds or whatever, and this is as deep as I get. So people can relate to me very quickly because they know who I am, they know I can't spell, they know I can't do this, they know I can't, but they know what I can do. So I think I'm just very easy to understand and easy to communicate with. So I'm all about trying to get more transparency in people's life, getting them to get that message out that's impossible to misunderstand, so that more people are going to want to resonate with you.
What do you think people really want? Like your high-end clients, I mean, they have everything. They have enough cash. They can get whatever. Is it just that they want an experience? Is it that they want to feel like they're special going in, blue fishing? Like, what is it that they really want?
Well, most of my clients are the richest, most powerful people in the world, but not the most famous. Okay, the rich and famous are actually not as wealthy as the richer and unknown, okay? And those are my people. So those people are the ones who want to just try experiences. They want to feel it. They want to resonate it. So they want to be able to kind of know what it's like to be able to walk around the Academia Museum at midnight with the statue of David and actually see it for themselves without there being 2,000 people around them, or be able to walk into an event. And most of those people actually want to get into the event without being known. Now you see a lot of famous people, they go, oh, I need to get into that event, this is me, you can use a couple of pictures of me. My clients don't want that. They've got the bank account, they own banks, you know, but they just want to be able to go along and experience these things and to understand what they're all about.
Wow. So what's been the secret to you brokering those relationships, both with the clients but also with the vendors, so to speak?
Value.
Value.
Absolutely value. If you've got a relationship that wants to be built, wants to be nurtured, then it's got to be a value to you. If I'm going to be a value to you, I've got to find out what you like, what you're interested in, what do you do, whether it be charity, whether it be fun. You know, if there's a favorite cocktail you like, then I could turn around and go, hey, I know this restaurant that does this best. Come over, I want to have a chat with you, and I'm going to give you the best cocktail because I know you like XYZ. You've got to bring value to every relationship. If it's a one-sided relationship or it's a one-sided value, then that's not a relationship that's going anywhere. And we've got far too many superficial of those now. So I'm all about, hey, I want you to close down your museum, but I noticed you're doing a gala to raise money for a new roof. Let me help you with a donation towards that. Or I notice you back this charity. You can go up to someone and I can say to you, I need you to do this for me. And you're going to say, well, I don't really do that. And I go, well, that's great. But I know you've got friends, or I know you've got kids, and they're doing a raise at their school to get new computers. How about if I give that school new computers for the year? Then we can, everyone's got a point that they're going to go, that will be exciting, and that will be of interest.
So where do people hang out? Like obviously private jets, where do these people hang out? We want to know. Because once you get in one circle, they all hang out with each other. So they do. You know, 6 degrees of whatever,
They do. You can be in Monaco, you can be in Stade, you can be in Wan Chai, Hong Kong, and there will be the same people. They flock around and they move around. And quite simply, if you screw one over, then absolutely everyone in that way. So you've really got to kind of stay true to who you are and deliver. That's the main focus. You deliver. Even if you didn't price it right and you just lost 10 grand on the deal, don't go back and ask them, because you screw yourself and it's going to blow it up. So those circles, once you get into those circles, they do move around, and that's why we don't even have phone numbers on our website. We have no way of you contacting us. You've got to be referred to us. And that's why the book's there to try and tell people, hey, this is how I did it. You can do it the exact same way by just keeping it really simple and impossible to misunderstand, which is a saying over people.
But where is that? Do they go to the circuits, like all the different festivals? Where are they really? Come on,
you
we want them.
You turn around and your first comment was all the rich people, they fly on private jets. Okay? They don't, because that's where you think they do. So whenever you go to one of these like private hangars, you got all the people that are flirting around or hanging around having a coffee in there that are selling jewelry, insurance, tailor-made suits, trying to attract you. You usually find it's middle management and those kind of just tipping up to the CEOs that are on those private jets. The guys that own private jets, they'll fly first class somewhere or they'll go off of a private airstrip. So you don't have the chance to get into those groups. You've got to be invited into those groups. So the real skill is to know where do they really go, where do the fish feed, okay, and then go and hang out there.
Tell us a little bit about Blue Cause.
So Blue Cause is a real troublesome company. There's a pain in the ass. Charities have so much red tape around them, and no matter how you try to help them, there's so many stipulations and tape within the government nowadays of who can give money, how you can give it, recording, where it came from. So what we try to do is we try to do as many events as we can, and I use the example of a gala to raise money for a roof. We try to give the clients these cocktail stories by utilising as much of their money to purchase charitable experiences or to make donations. We've been working with Sir Elton John's Foundation for I think it's 5-8 years now. Because it's one of the best parties going on. We get the right clients in, we get to hang out there, it's cool. But the clients are actually going along partying, having a great time, but all of their donations and all of their money are going to something that's greater than them. So we try to find an element of that check, to me, that can do more good outside of them.
You really are the Wizard of Oz.
What would you say has been, and I know this is going to be a tough question, but what would you say has been one of the most memorable experiences you've helped to deliver for clients?
Well, 20 plus years, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
A lot of them I can't say on this.
Sure, fair enough.
But one was a couple of years ago, which is still fresh in my mind, and put me into an environment that I never would have been in. And the beautiful thing about my life, my career, my job, if you want to call it that, is not only do I get to spend rich people's money doing amazing things, but I get into sandpits that I never normally would have been in. So I get to see how they operate, what's important to them. And I had a client that contacted me and he said, I want to go to a really good restaurant in Florence, Italy. And I was like, all right, let's see how far we can bluefish this.
Yeah.
We ended up closing down the famous Accademia Museum, which is the museum that houses Michelangelo's David. We set up a table of 6 at 9 o'clock at night after shutting down the entire museum at the feet of David. And then we thought that was really cool until we thought we'd see how we could make it a bit better. So I had my friend Andrea Bocelli come in halfway through and serenade him during dinner.
There you go.
So that was kind of cool for me.
Love Andrea Bocelli. Love.
He's quite good.
Yes, pretty good, to say the least.
That is absolutely incredible. Thank you, Steve, for being with us. We know that everything is, very off the books, but where can people follow you in your journey and buy this book?
So you can go to stevedsims.com. There's one M in that. If you like, your mobile phone, you can text the word "ugly works" to 345-345.
Oh wow!
And those ways you can get a hold of me. And I'm on social, Steve D Sims everywhere. Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to blue fishing a lot of things this year. We're going to read the book and get into wherever. So
enough.
Right.
Let's open those doors.
I'll see you there.
Appreciate you, brother.
Right. Cheers, man.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. I hope you had.
Carl McDowell is in the house, a baller himself.
Yes. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So we've had a couple of the Ballers cast on this couch, and it's been an incredible opportunity for us to be able to hear some of your real life experience on what got you to this massive success on HBO.
What got me there?
Yeah.
What got you there?
Auditioning, doing the whole actors thing. I've been out here for 14 years, and so 10 of them was just the grind, just going on auditions, trying to book, trying to do student films, trying to do the whole gamut. Trying comedy, I did comedy at one point. Improv, I did improv at some point. So it's just the whole gamut of trying to see what sticks, what works.
How did you survive that 10 years? Because that's not an easy thing to pull off. I know.
Ramen noodles.
Yeah.
I mean, like when I first got out here, I lived in my car for like 6-7 months. So I had a gym membership, and I would go to the gym every day, go on set, and do that whole thing.
Wow.
And then get an apartment. You just survive. You just survive. I'm from Chicago. If I can survive Chicago, I can survive anything.
So I'm curious, because earlier we were talking about how people oftentimes want to have the big breakthrough. They want to have it be perfect. But do you think, what would you say, like, if you had gotten that great position, that great role right away, what do you think you wouldn't have gotten developed in?
Oh, I mean, I think to each his own. If I would have welcomed that success, and I think I would be me still. But I do think the grind is what it is. It teaches you patience, hopefully humbles you a little bit. Like, you come here, you think you're a big fish, and you think like somebody's gonna say, look, you should be in pictures, you know, like that whole thing, and it doesn't happen. It almost happened to me the first time I was on a background set, and the director and his producers came, and they was pointing up at me, and I was like, oh, this is it.
It's my moment.
It's my moment. He was like, oh, could you move to the side, please? And that was that. That was my big moment, and it didn't happen for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, the patience. I think the patience.
Did you ever want to quit?
You always want. I want to quit now.
Every day. Yeah.
I never want to quit. This is what I want to do. This is like, even if you're not getting paid, like I've paid to be in things. I've paid to do productions. You just want to do it. This is what you love to do. You want to entertain people.
Yeah, that's how you know it's your purpose.
That's how you know.
So what's been the most rewarding part of your success on HBO Ballers?
The most rewarding part? Just being on the show, getting to be with those guys every day, filming, having fun. It's a party on set pretty much every day. So that is it for me.
How often do people ask you about The Rock?
Every day, right? Every day.
Like, what's he like?
He's really cool guy. He's really fun. He's driven. You've never seen somebody as driven as this guy. He works out for like 8 hours a day, and when he's not working out, he's filming something. So
he works out 8 hours a day.
It's something weird.
It's incredible. He works out basically all the time. If he's not working out, he's eating, which is helping him work out later.
That's his brand. He's The Rock.
He's The Rock.
That's what you got to do. You're working on some incredible projects outside of HBO's show as well. Can you tell us anything about those?
I did a short film called French Fries. It's doing the Circuit Festival right now. I did a movie called Rim of the World with McG directing and my friend Mary Viola producing. It'll be out on Netflix at the beginning of the year. And I did a movie called Be the Light, and I think it'll be out by the end of this month.
What's your greatest strength as an actor and as a person, do you think?
As an actor, is not wanting to mess up. So I'll whatever it takes to get there, I'll try to get there. And as a person, is the same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Who has been your biggest support, inspiration, mentor?
Mentor? Support, I would say my mom. She's always there. Like no matter what, I can call her up and talk to her about everything. And I have a friend out here named Michael Rosenbaum. He's in my band. He's the lead singer of the band. And he like talked me through a lot of it. He's He's been in Smallville. He's Lex Luthor on Smallville. So he's been doing this for years and years, and he gives me tips and pointers. And
what's the greatest piece of advice you ever received?
Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, you get to the point where you're like, it's just not gonna happen. Maybe I should go home. Maybe I should try something else. And, you know, just keep going. Just keep going.
I love it. It's working out for you. It's working out for you.
It's working out.
Tell everyone where they can find and follow you and see the show.
Find me on Instagram at Carl D. McDowell. The show is on HBO Sundays at 10 p.m., 9 p.m., something.
Don't need to. He's a baller, man. They find it. Everybody knows where to find it. That's right.
HBO.
Such a pleasure, man.
Thank you.
So thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful holiday season. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more. Good morning, LaLaLand.
Adela Cruz, television personality, best-selling author, and founder of Passion to Paycheck, and this is my life. I grew up in a really small town called Los Banos, California, then San Diego State for college. So I started working inside of fashion and television and made my leap to Los Angeles. From there, I wrote a best-selling book called Passionistas, Tips, Tales, and Tweetables from Women Pursuing Their Dreams. Also met the love of my life who proposed publicly. ABC, The Knot, and Pop Sugar picked it up. Thank you, baby. That all led to the conference Passion to Paycheck, which is now a talk show here on the Focus TV network. My purpose here with Passion to Paycheck is to bring transparent, vulnerable conversation not only to your TV screens and your digital platforms, but to society as a whole. And this is my life.
Hello, I'm Ross Matthews, television personality, and this is my life. I grew up in a little teeny tiny little farm town called Mount Vernon, Washington, which was difficult because I'm like a gay cartoon version of a person. But I always loved showbiz and Hollywood. And so 30 seconds after I graduated high school, I got in my car and I drove to Hollywood. And then I got an internship on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno and they put me on the air. And I've been making it work now on TV for almost 20 years. Can you believe that? I've been interviewed everybody from Meryl Streep to Michelle Obama and Donald Trump. It's a dream life, and I'm grateful every single day. Let's see if I can pull them for 20 more. This is my life.
Hey. Live from Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning LaLaLand. We are starting this segment off with laughs because Barry Brewer is in the house.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey.
How you doing?
How you doing? So you have this innate ability to make heavy conversations and social issues funny.
Thank you.
Right?
Yes.
What is your secret in that?
There's no secret, actually. It's just being myself and how I see the world and what I guess God has blessed me with to do and how I see it and present it and people laugh. So that's the result of it. So there's no secret. It's just truthfully being myself.
The gift of funny, though, is a blessing.
But I think it's good to lighten it with some humor. But you're also quite evolved in your consciousness when you're talking about stuff, right? So like, how do you what's your take on I mean, we're not politic shows.
Right. Like taking something serious.
Dealing with something heavy stuff for people. How do you deal with stress? How do you deal with it?
Well, you know what I've learned as I've gotten older. I'm from the south side of Chicago, and so my boy Carl. Actually, I casted Carl in my first short film that I did.
Really? Wow.
2004. So that's just it's ironic.
Yeah, it is.
The same show. Basically, just taking something that's serious and the things that you still look at, and there's funny things everywhere. Even sometimes people don't want to talk about it. So just presenting it in a respectful way. You know what I mean? Like I'm still respecting of this thing, but this is what's funny about it. You know, and it's different topics that I talk about. My stand-up special, I talk about homosexuality and how I used to be homophobic, and I talk about my ignorance because of where I'm from. You know, and what I didn't know about it, and I thought all gay people was this type of way. And then I went on a gay date, but I didn't know this guy was gay because He wasn't flamboyant. He wasn't, and so it's this whole funny story that happened because of my ignorance. So it's like, it's funny because it's true and it's real.
But don't you think we should be able to talk? We should be able to laugh.
We should be able to talk about it.
You know, people are so afraid in today's world to talk about anything. It's like, we're human beings. We might have judgments, and then we come from those judgments, and we got to be able to laugh about it, talk about it, and it's ridiculous. No one can say anything.
No, we should be serious time. Not have any fun.
Let me tell you a story from that. From me doing that joke at a college. I toured colleges and clubs, but this guy came up to me. I think he's from Africa, you know, and he had a certain perspective on homosexuality. And he said because of my joke, it opened his heart, it opened his mind.
Wow.
To not judge and be a certain way, you know what I mean? And so it just really showed me like, wow, you know, and I mean, when I'm writing, you know, the joke, it's really happened, so it was just a funny story, but it's a blessing when your jokes can change someone's perspective on a subject that sometimes people just misunderstand because they're not knowing of it, and that's really what I think happens often. So you're not familiar with something, you kind of like, you know what I mean?
I love that. You know, one of my favorite ways to see enlightenment is that it's actually lightening up. That's a huge part of enlightenment, is actually lightening up around things, right?
Exactly.
When did you discover that you had this ability to be funny and to help people lighten up about very serious issues?
The serious issues, that came later.
Oh, the funny came first.
The funny came first, and then the more consciousness came later as I got older. You know, I started stand-up when I was 19, and I'm from Chicago. I started young, so you know it's just about making people laugh at this point.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I just want to win. You know what I mean? You up on stage,
doesn't matter how. Yeah.
I always mattered. It always. I didn't want to offend nobody, but I always because I came from church. I started doing stand up in church.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Right, which
that's it's going to be a very
unique.
That could be a hard sell.
Yes, a little tough crowd.
So trying there and then move into the club. This clean young dude trying to be funny in these very raunchy clubs and little bars around South Side of Chicago. And then, you know, once I got older and started to have kids and the family, and life seems to be, you know, you have to find substance. And you're like, okay, I want to say something too. I don't just want to be funny. And that's when I felt like I got there. That's when I did my stand-up special last year. I felt like I have something to say. It's not just about funny.
But
So what is your
seen
message?
That. Like George Carlin, you know, some of the greatest preachers ever were comedians, honestly.
Truly.
But so we know also that being a comedian, that a lot of times it's hard because you got to always be on point, always funny, and a lot of comedians deal with kind of a dark side because they're like, I don't want to be funny today. Like, how do you deal with that?
I just don't be funny.
Just accept not being funny that day, huh?
Yeah. I hear a lot of people that see me in person, and my wife, and they're like, are you? Is he funny all the time? They're like, no. My kid's like, no. Like, he's more serious. Because when it becomes your job, you know, it's just like a break from it. You know what I mean? It's a break from it. Like, you ain't interviewing people every day.
No.
You know, let me see how you're doing.
So what's next for you?
It's true. What's next? I'm very excited. My stand-up special comes out February 19th, which I'm very excited about. I've been doing this thing for 16 years.
Oof, yes.
And very happy. I keep talking about Carl because it's just such a blessing when you've been trying something for so long and you start to see the light. And it's just such a blessing to say, oh my God, it wasn't all in vain.
Oof.
Thank you, God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was in
no doubt.
So my stand-up special comes out everywhere. February 19th, that's what's coming up. And I'm on a new show on BT, executive produced by Tracy Edmonds, starring Lauren London, Karen O'Bloom, and it's another lady. She's from My Wife and Kids with the show with Damon Wayans, and myself, and Jackie Long, and a whole bunch of other people. But I'm very excited about that, so that comes out 2019.
Real quick question. When do you remember hitting a tipping point where you're like, oh, this career, this, you know, life that I'm pursuing is actually going to work out? Was there a tipping point where you just knew?
I always knew from the jump.
Oh, you did?
Yes, called faith.
Yeah.
Yes, I knew, like I believed, and it was just little things, like when I would do it, like I would have older people that's been in the game of stand-up and acting, was just like, yeah, man, you got something special.
Yeah.
And those were the moments that reminded me. I remember when I first started and I went to this comedy club, a comedian named BLT. He's like, man, your stage presence, and it was those moments that even though things didn't happen, I remembered those people, and those people telling me, and my mom be like, oh, you gonna always wait till my mom
tells you that,
shut up, wait till they see you, gonna blow up. All right today, you're gonna blow up. Look at you. I was like, what Denzel like? He ain't gonna have nothing on you. So my mom always tell me. So,
thank God for moms. Thank God for moms.
Where can people find you and follow your
everywhere? Social
humor?
media, Instagram, Barry Brewer Jr., Barry with an A. My website is barrybrewercomedy.com. Barry Brewer, pretty much anywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Google me.
He's brewing up some laughs, so
Yeah,
follow
that's
him.
right.
And,
Thank you, brother.
No, thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right
Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.
So I'm your host, Serena Poon, and thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
And if you want to binge watch these videos, they will be on Focus TV Network. Check that out. We will see you soon. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I greatly appreciate your service.
It was an honor to serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for this episode of Purpose. I am your host, Brittany Zonker, and I will see you next time. It's been such a treat to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I love you.
Erin Ziering, Millennial Moms, the best blogger parent out there.
Thank you.
Aww. Thanks, guys, for watching.
All right, thanks, guys, for watching. You're watching The Ren Wood Show on Focus TV Network. We'll see you next time.
Until next time, guys, on Focus TV Network, sipping that tea where we sip
Yes,
that tea
and our guest spiller.
tea.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Well, thanks again, and we'll see you guys next time on Moms Matter.
Thank you for listening, and DM us, follow us on social media.
Charo, baby!
I appreciate your time today. Casey Montoya, you are a woman warrior.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank you for letting me talk about this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. It's so sweet.
Thank you to the Focus TV studios for another great episode, and I'll see you guys next time.
We are Good Morning LALALAND, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And you can listen to all your favorite interviews available as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and check out these amazing, amazing people.
It's going to be a Good Morning LALALAND.
Well, thank you so much for watching and for listening to Celeb CEOs with Rachel McCord. This is Erin Kerman, and we've got Jax, and tell me her name one more
Lucy.
time. Lucy in the studio making lots of fun noises. Mwah, we love you. Tune in next time. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, sir.
Chef Eddie Brick is in the house, bringing us a brick for.
Yes, that's the tastiest brick,
right?
I think, ever.
The tastiest brick. I like that one.
Yeah.
It's like a cake.
Oh, these
It's,
look beautiful.
yeah.
What are they?
It's you know, Christmas time is around the corner, so these are something that you want to do fun with the family. You know, especially waking up Christmas morning, kids are happy, they got gifts, presents, and you know, what's better than to have good red velvet pancakes in the morning?
Red velvet pancakes.
Yeah.
Wow.
With a lemon curd cream cheese frosting.
Ooh, don't mind if I do. So, do you pour the frosting right over there, or is this more like
have
a?
fun. This is your thing. That's why I want to let you do it.
Don't mind if I do.
Please.
So tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming a chef.
I grew up watching this show called Great Chefs on Discovery Channel, and I just loved watching how people were so engaged with learning about food, wanting to taste good food, and for me it was just like such a passion in my life. My family actually always made fun of me, like, hey, maybe you should just become a chef, you know, like in the meantime I'm starting to become a doctor. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And that looks good, by the way. Great job.
Thank you, thank you.
So when I graduated high school, went to college, you know, nothing really was flattering me, so I decided to do some research. And I found the Culinary Institute of America, which is in New York, and that's where I attended. But first I decided to go work at Spago in Beverly Hills with Wolfgang Puck.
NBT. With
right.
Wolfgang Puck.
Yeah.
What do you think was the biggest takeaway from working with such a world-renowned chef?
You know, every single cook in that kitchen had a passion to do something. And whether it was chopping parsley, cutting the fish, butchering, I mean, it just made me want to become more of a chef and to fall in love with food more and over and over and over again, because everyone was doing it so brilliantly and with such passion and dedication. Even though we have like 400 people who are gonna serve right now and there's tickets flying out the window, we're like, ah! But at the end of the day, it was very satisfying.
So many people just misquantify what it means to be a chef. They think that means you're a really great cook. How would you define what it is to be a chef?
It comes from within you, right? Anybody can be a chef. Anybody, I mean, there's a cartoon, anybody can cook. And it's true, and this is why actually I'm creating these recipes called the Brick Spin. So I'm launching this show on YouTube called the Brick Spin that's going to be featured on YouTube. And so what I do is I go to restaurants, you know, like fine dining restaurants, and I take the chef's favorite dish or something that I like, which is called the Brick Spin, and I go home and I show you how to make it in a simpler version where it doesn't take a lot of ingredients. I mean, things take days to cook, right? And I just like, hey, we'll pick up a couple of things at your local grocery store. Boom, here you go. Restaurant quality food made at home. So it's very simple, easy, and anybody can make it.
I love that. In LA, we have, I mean, look, we have so many incredible restaurants, so many talented
Yes.
But I think that I love that because for me, if I can't cook it, and if it's more than 30 minutes, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, true.
So thank you for simplifying for people like me.
Absolutely.
That have no desire to be in the kitchen for longer than I need to be.
And especially a dish that we can prepare for the holidays with our family. So let's taste these red velvet lemon curd pancakes. Wow, look at that stack. Pancakes are one thing I have not mastered. I will tell you that. What is the key to a good pancake?
Oh boy, what's the key to a good pancake? The right amount of flour used and baking soda and baking powder.
Okay. Oh, yeah. You know what, actually, I'm really surprised. I expected this to be very sweet and very rich, but it's so well balanced.
It feels like lemon.
And fluffy. Yeah, that lemon sauce, it's really bright. It doesn't seem like, I thought, oh, this is going to be like overindulgent. But no, I'm going to go back for more.
Yeah, I could probably
dig in. I mean, it's sitting right there looking at you.
So tell everyone, Chef, where they can find and follow your journey. Get the Brick Spin.
It's really good.
So I'm on Instagram, so it's @ChefBrick, spelled B-R-I-K. Also my YouTube channel, Chef Brick, and also Facebook as well. Everything is Chef Brick. And on my YouTube channel, you will find how to make these delicious recipes at home, easily and effortlessly.
Thank you so much.
Wow,
Thank you, Chef Eddie.
Thank
Stay
you
tuned.
so
We'll be back
much.
with more in Good Morning, La La Land.
Like so good, right? I know.
You got this, girl. Here we go.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me laugh.
Hi, my name is Jessie Golden, and I am the creator of The Golden Secrets, a completely, no, hang on a second, sorry. Can we start over?
I'm Wendy Brokaw. I'm Paula Marshall. By the way, this is politics, okay? This is not ticks. I hated it. Let's do it one more time.
Well, that's why I created Just a Thought meditation recordings, so that you can meditate in your sleep. Pause it there. Can you edit it in?
Being new in town, it gives me a perspective on, oh shit, no, that was wrong.
No, can we start all over? That's too much talking.
No, I'm an actress. I mean, you've seen me. Hopefully.
Yeah, it's like so hard. It's so hard.
That was so hard.
Once you go chocolate, you don't want to stop it. I'll stop.
Let's do it one more time.
Bitching,
Didn't work.
complaining,
Let me do it
didn't
one more
work.
time.
We're gonna
Didn't
do it
work.
one more time.
Ready? And action.
Do I just talk again?
If you are vegan, you get a vegan broth. You, Jesus, guys, fuck. I'm blah, blah.
Single issue. Single issue. Single issue.
Andy, did I make it fun yet?
Thank you.
It's no longer a golden secret.
We're done!
Welcome back to Good Morning, La La Land. We have the creators of 6 Degrees of Influence with us today, Tony and Michelle. Thank you for being with us. Thank
Welcome to the show.
So, people are so infatuated with the world of influence, right? What it means to be an influencer. And you've kind of figured out how to wield that power in marketing. Tell us a little bit about your strategy.
So we really look at what a talent brings to the table, what makes them connect with their audience, and how can they leverage that influence to direct, say, a brand's message in that. So if you're a lady and you have a perfect skin and they're like, oh, I really want to have that skin, I want to be like you, I want to have skin like you, then you're going to be able to direct them on the products that you use. And that's where the brands come in. And so if you have your favorite Lancome product, then you talk about it, and then everyone's like, oh, I've got to get that Lancome product, let me hurry up and go and get it. And then that drives the sales and that drives the marketing message. So we're always looking to see where we can leverage that information.
So you're basically doing with people that are already influencers. So do you guys deal just that, you know, bringing the brands together, or what would you say for somebody who is not quite an influencer, who wants to become an influencer? Do you ever deal with that level?
Definitely. Tony does all of the recruiting, he handles that. But it's definitely about guiding them on what to do. You know, there's very strict formulas in terms of how to become an influence, how to wield that power.
So what are those? We want to know.
Well,
the audience wants to know.
These are ancient Chinese secrets. I don't know if I can tell you. But yes, it's basically about quality of content, quantity, and consistency. So we have our own roster of influencers and celebrities. We work with over 2,000 influencers and celebrities right now. And what we tell them is you need to deliver quality content as much as possible, 1 to 3 times a day, and then consistently every single day. That's what really builds your audience. People are coming to see what you have to say, what you're doing today.
So Tony, what is it that you're looking for when you're looking to partner with somebody, an influencer?
Well, we're looking for quite a few different things. Like she said, the quality of the content that's coupled with engagement, because those two things create conversion. So for a brand, when you want to do a collaboration, the majority of times, that's exactly what's important to them, is going to be the turnover of the posting or the video or the things that they're actually coming to you to do. So that's going to create a situation that is going to produce a quality conversion for the brand, which is what we're bringing this certain type of influencers to the table for.
So what's your favorite platform? If you're an influencer out there and you're going 3 times a day, that's a lot. I mean, IG stories, I get that, but where are you posting 3 times a day?
Yeah, definitely Instagram is the platform to do 1 to 3 times a day. You want to be on your stories because people want to see you live. You know, it's really action is where video is, so if you've got that on Instagram, that's great. YouTube is a great platform for that. A lot of influencers are testing the waters for IGTV to see if that's a place for you to go. So, you know, Snapchat, still a place that people are hanging out. You know, everybody has their favorites. You know, I'm Facebook. We have teenagers and they tell me Facebook is for old people, right? So that's why we're on that one, right?
You might as well be on MySpace.
They don't even know what MySpace is.
No idea.
So yeah, so I think it's where you're comfortable. I'm very comfortable in Facebook. I like the feeds. I like to see what's going on. So our kids are very comfortable in Instagram, so that's where they live. They watch a lot of YouTube. You know, our kids don't even watch network TV. I think if we ask them right now, do you know what an NBC is? And they'd be like, no. What?
But I think it's an interesting conversation too, coming from parents of 6 children. How often do you encourage them to be active on their social medias? Obviously, you've built a business off of monetizing influencers. What about your children?
Yeah, I mean, that's how we got started. Our then 13-year-old started doing videos on Instagram. She did comedy skits. And so now she's 15. She'll be 16 on Christmas Eve. So she's just starting to like grow, and she's at like 18,000 followers, subscribers on Instagram. YouTube, I'm sorry. And so so seeing her do that was really where we started the business. She started getting contacted by brands. And so we were like, wow, okay. So she did a Haribo collaboration, you know, the gummy candies. And so she got a big box of all these different candies, and she was so excited, and she did an unboxing of the candies for all of her fans and asked them what their favorite ones were, and so they got to interact. And so it was really great to see what that was. And we realized we've been in, multimedia and social media prior to that. So we saw kind of where the wave of everything was going, and it was definitely going to social media. That's where millennials live. Like, our teens live in social media. They don't know so much about the network TV or radio, all of their music, their TV shows, everything is in their phone or on their iPads. So it's such a different world right now.
Yeah, it really is. What would you say for an influencer or maybe an aspiring influencer who wants to monetize their influence? What level do they need to be at in terms of followers or subscribers? I know it might be different for everybody, but is there a ballpark that an influencer needs to get to before they can really sort of make a serious, serious money from it?
Yeah, and they can start as 1,000. We're doing a campaign right now for voodoo.io. They're out of Paris, and we have 120 influencers that are creating content on a new platform. So it's just doesn't even matter where you start. Obviously the ones with millions of followers gets the big bucks. But there's an opportunity when you're just starting out to just get your feet wet.
Interesting.
Such a fascinating time in history, and I agree with you. I think that the whole thing's moving and shifting, and it's fast, fast, fast. Where do you think people really get the biggest engagement? Because if you're just quick to follow someone and one little thing, how do you actually engage? How are they actually building a relationship with whoever they're watching as an influencer?
We have a very exciting partnership coming up in 2019 that I won't say too much about, but it's a new opportunity for people to become more intimate with the people that they follow, which I think is what a lot of people are missing right now, right? That intimacy, that kind of being in that face, because there's a sea of information flooding everyone. And so, you're following maybe 100 different influencers. And so where does it come to be that more intimate relationship again, that meeting people in person? Our kids, their best friends none of them are here in LA. They're in Minnesota. They're on the East Coast. But that's the reality now. It just passes just one-on-one, and so we're looking to create something that brings more of that intimacy back.
Well, thank you. So where can people find and follow you and get more information about the company?
Well, we're 6 Degrees of Influence on all platforms, and 6degreesofInfluence.com is our website. And we're very active, of course, on social media, so we're there all the time.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you very much.
So appreciate it.
We are Good Morning LaLaLand, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And you can listen to all these interviews available as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. Have a wonderful Monday. And please like, share, subscribe, and follow all the amazing guests. Have a good night.
It's going to be a Good Morning LaLaLand.